Hey, my name is Levi Jones Leary. I'm a black belt under Marilla Santana. I'm a Pan, European, and Spider Invitational champion. And today I'm going to be explaining to you guys how I like to attack the back from basically every position. I'm always looking to go towards the back, and this is a system me and also my coach Marilla has helped me develop over the last 10 years. So yeah, enjoy. Yes, okay, so sit up guard, foot on bicep now. So, okay, we're just gonna talk a little about the sitting up guard position, uninitiated when we don't have grips on our partner. So, whenever we don't have grips like this, it's important that if we are on our back like this, we are giving our partner the first move to make. So if it is uninitiated and you have the opportunity to sit up, it's generally safer to do so. So no grips. Generally, we want to be sitting up, okay, and we want to be pulling to a guard that we can attack from straight away. Okay, so the position that we want to take when we're sitting up like this and we're trying to pull to a guard and not let her pass in the process of doing that is we want to be here sitting up, our posture not too far forwards so we can be broken down this way and run around or something like this, and not too far back so they can scoop our feet and push us backwards and put us on our back and start passing. Okay, so we want to have our butt just a tiny bit behind our head. So if our partner tries to push in towards us, the pressure goes through our shoulders and into the butt, as opposed to here with our head behind our butt, we can get pushed back much easier. Okay, so you just want to kind of find this neutral position here where you're not too far forwards and not too far back. Okay, your arms, you're going to try to place your arms in front of your shins. So I actually want my elbows to be in front of my shins if possible, okay? Why? I'm just basically trying to make grips on her, okay, before she makes grips on me. Pretty simple. So ideally, I want to have 2 grips as fast as possible without her having any grips, okay? She may get 1, but I definitely don't want her to get 2, okay? Especially on my pants. So we're going to keep our elbows in front of our shins like this. And we're also going to try to keep our heels as close to our butt as possible, okay? So this is going to help us getting our feet higher to the biceps earlier. If our feet are far away from our butt here, as I pull back, Alanis is going to be able to grab and walk to the side much easier, okay? So I really want to make sure as I pull and bring my back onto the mat, I keep my heels super connected to my butt, so my feet come higher earlier, okay? Another thing we're gonna do is we're gonna flex our feet upwards, okay? So we're trying to get our feet to the biceps for this one. If our feet are too relaxed here, it's gonna be easier for Alanis to stuff earlier, okay? So we're also gonna wanna really flex our feet, okay? Trying to bring your toes towards your shin as much as possible, okay? And just like this. Now we're going to make a grip. If Alanis was very postured, okay, from here I wouldn't reach for the collar, okay? From here, we would just grab the leg, okay, and just go straight to an outside De La Riva or something like this. But right now we're going to assume our partner is taking fighting posture, and then we'll bend over like this. So here, we're going to be here, maybe hand fighting a tiny bit. When I reach, I'm going to reach for the collar, but I'm not going to reach with my hand above my eye line, okay? If I reach with my hand above the level of my eyes, then I'm in danger of getting flying armbar or flying triangle or a lot of stuff like that. So we're gonna make a grip, just reaching straight forward at the collar. Sometimes you have to grab a bit lower, okay? But that's fine. Just try not to do this, okay? So I'm gonna reach here, and then from here I'm just going to keeping my arm extended. Okay, I'm not going to pull too much right now. I'm going to keep my arm extended until my feet get to the biceps. Once my feet come to the biceps, then I'm going to pull, okay? So I'm here, grab, okay, here, feet come to the biceps, and then we're gonna pull elbow towards the hip. Left hand can grab the sleeve here, or left hand can grab the ankle, okay? But we just wanna get to this neutral position right here. Okay, so now we're just going to work on retaining the guard a little. From if the opponent gets the first move, we end up on our back and we don't have grips. Okay, we can't pull to the guard we want to pull to straight away. So, okay. Now, somehow I've ended up on my back here, and I'm not in a guard I can attack from yet. So my partner here kind of has first say on the way she wants to attack and the way I'm going to have to sort of retain to get back to my neutral position. Okay, so I'm on my back here. A couple key things we want to work on when we're on our back here without grips. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I want to keep my knees towards my chest as much as possible. If my knees extend too far away from my chest, obviously that's not very good because there's more space here for Alanis to sit down and lie down, basically, and pass my guard. So I just want to keep my knees as close to my chest as possible. And I also want to make sure my knees don't pass my center line too much here. Okay, so if this knee comes too far past my center line, I'm going to be out of position here. I really don't want that. So we're just basically going to try to do those two things of keeping our knees connected to our chest and our head and our shoulders in between our knees here, like this, okay? So from the get-go, I'm already trying to get back to that position, okay, with my feet on the biceps, okay, because from here, this is a frame, basically, and I can start pulling now, okay? What we're gonna work on right now is a simple concept of when to push and when to pull, okay? So keeping our knees to our chest, head and our shoulders in between our knees, okay? Alanis is gonna start doing a bullfighter around my guard, okay? And I'm already trying to get my feet back to the inside here, onto the shoulders. Now, if I don't have frames with my feet, okay, so my feet, the bottom of my feet aren't facing Alanis, okay, now my arms have to be pushing. If I start to pull from here at all, I'm going to be helping her, okay? So, no frames at the bottom of the feet. What you should be thinking now is arms out locked and framing, okay? So I'm going to lock out my arms. I'm going to push on the shoulder here, like this, basically to just not let her pass my guard any further. And I'm going to keep pulling with my legs. So your arms are pushing here and your legs are pulling, okay? Trying to stay here. You just don't want to do this at all. A lot of people do this, okay? This is a mistake, okay? You just want to keep in super tight here like this. Now from here, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start trying to bring my feet in towards Alanis's biceps, okay? If I can get my right foot in, this is good. Or if I can get my left foot in, this is good too. The hip is fine as well. If you can get the bottom of the foot facing the hip, this is fine as well. But the biceps is just a bit safer, okay? So I'm just going to keep framing. I can push on this shin as well if she keeps walking in this direction. I can push on this shin. I just basically want to stop her here and not let her come forwards any further. Okay, so now from here, keeping my head on my shoulders in between my knees to my chest, I'm just going to start to bring a foot in towards to face the bicep here. Okay, so as soon as the foot is facing Alanis now, okay, and it's a frame, the frame is facing Alanis with my feet, now I can start to pull, okay? So pretty much you can just grab anywhere. We're just going to grab the same side collar, but you can also grab cross collar. We're going to grab same side collar to keep everything simple, okay? And now I'm just going to be pulling, okay? So I'm pretty much just pulling now into that frame, and I'm just starting to square up, okay? Super simple. So she goes again, okay? Feet aren't facing her. I'm pushing. Bring my knees to my chest. Okay, I get one foot facing Alanis. Good, that's my cue to start pulling. Now I'm just going to start pulling. Getting my other foot to the bicep and ending here. Both feet on the biceps here. Left hand can come to the ankle or the sleeve. Okay? One time. Okay, so now we're just going to work on stopping passes through the middle and getting back to our neutral position here, which we're going to start attacking from soon. Okay, so again, ideally I want to be sitting up, okay, with my grips and pull to a guard and start attacking straight away, but she got the upper hand somehow, and now she's making the first move. Okay, so this time she's gonna decide to pass through the middle. So the last one she was trying to pass around the guard. Now she's gonna be trying to pass through the middle of my guard here, like this. Okay, it can be, yeah, she's gonna go for a knee cut. Okay, but we're just talking in general about passing through the middle. So she's gonna pass through the middle here. She steps over my foot here like this. Okay, so once Alana steps over my foot here like this, as soon as she steps over, I want to make sure, and she's coming for the knee cut, I want to make sure the first thing I do is make a strong hook here with my right foot. Okay, so my right foot, I'm trying to hook with my toes at the hip here, okay, super high. And this knee is pinching inwards like this. I don't want to relax my leg too far down, okay, so it's easy to kill. I want to activate this, pinch this knee up towards the ceiling, okay? And my left foot straight away is trying to come already here to the foot on the biceps, okay? Sometimes it's difficult and you can go foot on the hips, okay? But ideally we're just trying to get foot on the biceps here, okay? Now, this position, anytime they step over our foot here, we don't want to spend too much time here because this is an opportunity for them to start putting their weight down on us, especially in the gi, okay? So same exact concept we talked about before. If I don't have the frames with my feet, my arms are going to be extended and pushing at first, okay? So I'm going to have my arms locked out framing, okay? We can make a grip here on the collar right now, but this hand isn't pulling, okay? This is important. This arm is extended and framing here like this, okay? She's going to be trying to come in, put the knee cut pressure. Now, like I said, I don't want to stay here. So there's attacks we can do where we spin under straight away, but for now we're just going to assume she's not giving us the opening to take those, okay? So we're just going to get back to our neutral position. So just trying to knee cut. First thing, I'm framing now. I'm thinking about getting my frames back in with my feet. So my left foot comes to the shoulder here, okay? Once my left foot comes to the shoulder, I can start to pull a little bit, okay? I'm just trying to get a reaction with the pull to basically make her go backwards and I can get my foot out again, okay? So I'm trying to pull. She's blocking the inside spin, that kind of stuff. So from here, as soon as she backs up a tiny bit, super simple, just come back here with the foot to the bicep. Right hand comes to the same side collar, okay? And we're just gonna keep pulling now and square up, okay? So same concept as before. No feet framing, we're pushing. Feet facing her, then we can start to pull, okay? So she's gonna come in, pull. Another thing we're making sure we do is we don't wanna let this knee cross our center line as well, okay? So keeping the head and shoulders in between the knees as we do this, and the knees connected to the chest. Okay, so here, pushing. This hand can push here on the leg, or it can push at the wrist here, okay? Either is fine, okay? Just keep pushing, trying to get your foot to the bicep. Okay, foot's to the bicep. Now we're gonna start pulling a tiny bit, making sure the hook is strong. She backs up, foot comes out to the bicep, here and here, okay? So again, I'll say it one more time, we really just don't want to spend too much time here. We're either gonna attack or come back out to neutral, okay? So one more time. Okay, so we've worked on them passing around and through the middle. Now we're going to work on them going underneath our guard. Okay, and what to do there. Okay, so I'm just going to assume Alanis has a double under position here. Okay, so now it's a tiny bit different. So before she was passing around my guard and through my guard, I was really trying to keep my butt off the mat as much as possible, trying to keep my hips high. Now she's decided to go underneath my guard. Okay, so the only time you're really going to try to make your hips heavy and your butt onto the ground is when they start to try to go underneath your guard and try to lift your hips up. So good people will combine this, trying to go underneath your guard with also trying to go over at the same time, because of what I have to do with my hips now. So pretty much as soon as I realize she's trying to go underneath my guard, whether it's a double under or any time, even berimbolo, for example, anytime they're underneath our legs here, we're going to try to make our hips really heavy. Okay, so my hands, what they're going to do straight away is my hands are going to come to the sleeves, and I'm going to stop Alanis from trying to bring a hand across my center line here. Okay, straight away. That's the first thing I'm doing. So hands are going to come here, block at the, you can grab the sleeves or you can grab the wrists. Okay, we're going to grab the sleeves for now. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I'm going to try to put my butt on the ground as much as possible. So you really want to try to put your butt cheeks onto the mat and keep them there. Okay, so I'm going to make my hamstrings really heavy on Alanis's biceps here. And I'm going to try to put both my butt cheeks onto the mat and raise my lower back, arch my lower back off the mat as well. Okay, so I'm really trying to basically do the opposite of what we were doing before with the guard retention. Okay, of keeping our knees towards our chest and our butt off the mat. So here, keeping my legs really heavy on Alanis's biceps, I'm just going to try to start to walk my head and my shoulders back. Okay, once I'm far enough where I feel like I can get my feet in, then I'm going to try to bring my feet to the biceps here. Okay, it's important though that when you do this, you don't lift your hips too heavy, too high, because that's the point where they're going to start to lift you and go underneath you. So it's this kind of balancing act of you're trying to bring your feet to the inside like this, but you don't want to lift your butt off the mat. Okay, so trying to keep your hips really heavy, your butt on the mat, arching your lower back off the floor. Okay, so keep that arch happening the entire time. I'm going to basically try to keep my butt cheeks on the mat, keep that arch in my lower back, walk my head and my shoulders back, and bring my feet to the biceps. Okay, just focus on when you're doing this. Again, two main things you're trying to stop is lifting your butt cheek off the mat as you try to bring the foot to the bicep, and also not letting the hand come across the center line. Okay, so keeping the butt cheeks on the mat, keeping the butt cheeks on the mat, walk your head and shoulders back as far as you need to. Here, okay? Once we get our feet to the biceps, we're just gonna let go of one of the sleeves, grab the collar, and we can start to pull again, okay? So same things before, pushing, okay? Once the feet come in, we're gonna grab the collar and pull, okay? Arch the back, walk the head and the shoulders back, bring the feet in, try not to let your butt cheeks come off the mat, grab, and pull. Simple. Okay, so now we're just going to work on some counters, working with the guard retention stuff we just did. So the first one we're going to do is them passing around our guard, okay, with the bullfighter. So same thing as before, head and our shoulders in between the knees towards the chest. Already I'm trying to get my feet in towards facing the biceps to frame. Trying not to extend, just trying to get them facing so I can pull. Alanis going to do a good job of killing that and passing around to the side. From here, arms locked out, extended framing completely, okay? And I'm just trying to get one of my feet in, again, the same as before, okay? So this time I'm going to get one of my feet towards the shoulder, okay? Or facing towards the hip. Right now we're just going to do the shoulder. And wherever I get that foot facing, as soon as I get that foot facing, I'm just going to go from pushing again to pulling, okay? For this one, we're just going to go to the same side collar and start pulling from here, okay? So as I start to pull, I'm also going to let go with my left hand, and I'm going to start to underhook this far leg here, like this, okay? My right foot is going to stay on the shoulder, and my left foot is going to go towards the hip, okay? Left foot towards Alanis's right hip as I invert underneath it, okay? So now I'm pulling because I've got this frame here. I'm pulling. I'm going to underhook this leg, so the back of my palm is going to touch the outside of her ankle here, okay? And I'm just going to start pulling her over the top of me in this direction, okay? As I bring my head underneath her hips, okay, like this, okay? As soon as I see Alanis's the back of Alanis's legs here, I'm going to let go of the collar grip, okay? Come to the inside and grab behind the pants here like this, okay? From here, I'm just going to keep pushing forwards now with my arms until I align my hooks behind her knees, and the same climb as before. Okay, the same climb now. So we're just going to grab on the outside of the drawstring, controlling both sides of the body, extend, ear. 2. Okay, so now we're going to counter them passing through the middle with a knee cut. So, same thing, we're ready, keeping a good position. Okay, so Alana's going to come in with the knee cut. I'm going to make a strong hook, okay, right here on the inside of her thigh. She's going to be coming down low to pressure. Straight away, my arms are pushing, okay, arms are locked out, okay, until I get my foot framing onto the shoulder. And for this technique, I really want to go straight away. Okay, so I don't want to go, wait here, wait a few moments, and then go. As she's coming in, I want to take her weight from coming in towards me, redirect it, and spin at the same time. Okay, so she's going to come here. She's going to step over, start to come low. Straight away, my left hand's going to go to pushing on this shoulder, locked out. Okay, till I can get my left foot here. Once my left foot comes to the inside, now I can start to pull a tiny bit to grab at the bottom of the heel now here. Okay, so I want to bring her weight forwards, just so her heel comes off the ground, and I can grab at the bottom of the heel here, okay? This heel grip is going to really help me elevate and bring her weight off this leg, okay? So from here, I'm going to pull in a tiny bit. Once I load her weight on towards me, I'm going to redirect it now and bump her at this 45-degree angle in this direction here. Okay, so I'm going to pull her in towards me, and I'm going to bump her away, okay? Just over my head and in this direction, straight up, okay? As soon as I bump her up, I'm going to start inverting underneath her, okay? This way. As soon as my head comes in between her hips, I'm going to release my right hook and replace a hook with my left foot in front of the hip there, okay? And the same thing as before, as soon as I see the back of her legs, I'm going to let go of the collar and grab at the back of the knee here like this, okay? So from here, I'm just going to keep coming towards the back, just like this. Make a hook on her behind her left knee, weave my right hook in behind her right knee, grab the side, climb, and finish it. Okay. One time. Come here, boom. Okay, so now we're just going to work on countering the double under, hand across our center line pass. So Alanis is trying to pass underneath my guard now. I'm doing a good job, making sure I'm keeping that arch in my lower back, keeping my legs really heavy. Okay, from here she's going to try to bring her hand across my center line. Okay, and I'm going to go with it this time. Okay, so as she gets her hand across the center line, my center line, I was unable to stop her hand at the beginning. She manages to get it across, okay? So as it's coming across, I'm gonna make sure I move my head and my shoulders early, okay? If it gets to here, and then I try to go, it's gonna be a bit too late. So as she's trying to pull that hand across, I'm going to glue the hand down in front of my hips, okay? At the same time, I'm gonna lift my hips up, look this direction, and try to get my left knee in front of her neck here, like this. So she's gonna go, I'm going to lift my hips up at the same time, like this. And I'm going to drop my hook here, behind her head, okay? From here, I'm going to keep rolling all the way through to the other side, and I'm going to keep her wrist right here. So I kind of put a bit of shoulder lock pressure on her. I'm trying to get my left hip bone here to land on the back of her elbow, okay? To pin her shoulders down like this. From here, straight away, I'm going to reach for the far hip, okay? And get my left knee to the outside of her knee here, like this. Once I get my knee to the outside of her knee here, I'm going to be safe to continue up and go for the back. It's going to be difficult for her to stop it now. Okay, so I'm just going to keep my right leg where it is, keep my left knee here, start to pressure in with my knee behind her knee, and start to come towards the back. So keep pulling here. This pressure with your knee pushing into the side of her knee, and this pressure here is going to collapse her down. Here, okay? Once she sits through, try to get your knee to the outside of the hip, or your hands gripping. Okay, this hook is going to be in already. Seatbelt. And second hook.